Flooding the market, a break from the garbage. An artist, sensitive about mind pardon. No margin for error, flawless be bearer. The black cat goddess, you walking with a panther. Painting these pictures with words like Samantha, MacGyver. Alchemy on the track, make it lava. And I won't stop rocking till I retire. Singular or plural, she break numero uno. Colder than you know.
Hey, it's your girl, Madam Money, aka Trap, and welcome to the next edition of As Trap. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and let's get it. Now, y'all all know I love doing this shit, you feel me? I wish I could have each and every one of y'all that participate this, like, in a room with me, in a round table with me, and we just get this fucking conversations popping. But since this is what it is, while it is what it is, we're gonna do it like this. So the next, well, I'm too amped when I do this shit with y'all. The first question comes from my homegirl, Psalm 1, who just dropped a fire project. So make sure you tap into some of these people that I'm sitting here and be using their questions and stuff. But she asked me, who's the rapper you don't listen to for bars? Like, you just like the whole package, but the bars ain't part of it. Why did you ask me this question? You feel me? It's crazy because I don't care how y'all feel about this. I know I'm staying true to myself right here. But before the whole snitching situation with 6ix9ine happened, I was deeply involved into what he brought to the table. Because as a trap nigga, to stay up the hours it take to do like some real trap work, you gotta have that energy, you have to have that vibe. And I ain't gonna hold you, like at the time when he was popping, before all this snitching shit came about, that dude right there had the trap jumping, like for real though. Like the girls loved it dance to it, high energy all day and night. So that ain't somebody who I was really looking forward to for their bars, you heard? It was really the energy that was attached to that shit, you heard me? But, you know, when it comes down to other people I take serious in the game, I'm always looking for the bars. So it's not somebody I'm gonna sit there and listen to just because they coming across with a strong vibe. Like, you like, if I'm taking you serious in the game, you have to have that strong vibe, and it gotta be backed with bars. You heard me? Have to. It gotta be something in there where I'm like, you know what? This is what it is. You heard? Here, it's all over the place. It's okay. You feel me? Just came out the car test on another album that dropped this week. But salute to you, Psalms 1. You heard? Keep doing your thing out there. Next question comes from my guy, J Baby Ears. You heard? What hip-hop videos had the biggest impact on you? It's crazy you asked this question because a couple of things popped into my head, like DMX, Get At Me Dog. Like I was sitting in front of the motherfucking screen while this fucking video was playing so I could get a seizure. Like, cause I've always been crazy as I am, you heard? Couple things on there, you know, video like Triumph and stuff like that had an impact on me. I was trying to do all this shit that niggas was doing in the back of that. Like early on too, Heavy D's, Now That We Found Love, just to see a big nigga dancing, you feel me? That, you know, gave me that energy, that vibe. But when I first saw Dr. Dre's Let Me Ride, and it came on, this is real early, right? I shouldn't even be watching this shit at the time. And how it came on, it was flipping through, and it was playing into, you know, all the artists that he was involved with, and it came on, they played this game, you know, the $20 sack pyramid, you feel me? Yo, what's up? It's your girl, OG Henny Loke, and all of this stuff on there. I was like really amazed by how it fooled, like how the video fooled me and tricked me into watching the video. So I appreciate your question, J Baby Ears. There's so many out there. Rum Shaker 2 might be one of those where it's like, yeah, okay. Next question comes from my guy Def Soldier, who has a fire project out right now called it's a soldier in every saint is a saint in every soldier. Sorry if I misquoted. You feel me? But it's fire. I also got the review of that on the channel. Make sure you check it out. How important is it for an indie artist to shoot videos? It's very important. One of the things that independent artists need to understand is, as well as any artist, you feel me, you don't have that push. So anything to make yourself visible and give a visual step into your world and what you bring to the table, you have to do that. You have to do that. Now, it's artists out there that I respect that drop projects consistently. They don't have no videos. They don't do any of this stuff. And I get that too. You feel me? Because if you're not bringing something really different or creative into that space, I'm going to tell you don't do it. You feel me? Unless you're real young in the game. You heard it? Like, you might get away with having the homeboys chilling videos and stuff like that. But this space and time, you can use the videos to get you the maximum, visibility. Especially if it's something different and creative. It's going to get noticed. It's going to come out there. Everybody has an opportunity to go viral off of these images and these visuals that you put out there. So it's really important. It's important anyway because that's just another like revenue stream too, untapped. If you're not tapping into that as an artist, you're really missing out, especially if you have a channel or whatever have you that is already monetized something. You have to bring that to the table. Not saying you all the time have to do that, but it's really important, especially for a newer indie artist. Like sometimes I try to do things for artists and I go and I look for videos and they don't have no fucking videos. They don't have no videos. So it's just a really missed opportunity if you're not doing that. You feel me? Just take the time out, do that, spend a little bread, or do it your fucking self. Everybody has one of these cameras. You feel me? Hello, is this thing on? Everybody has one of these at their disposal right now, where you can really do something that is gonna cause a visual respect, but you don't know that shit might pop off at any fucking second. You heard? Because this is a visual. This is like a visual era that we're in that is not like that. This is one of the it's crazy because this is one of the reasons why I even started doing things visually and stuff like that. I'm an audio god. I'm an audio wizard. You hear what I mean? Like, you feel me? Tooting my own horn, all of that. But the visual effects to let people into your world and them to see you and understand what's going on is needed, especially as an indie artist. Don't count yourself out of, an extra, revenue stream, visibility, opportunity, or none of that shit. Just like being stubborn and not want to fucking do videos, you heard? This was a two-part question. How long should an artist wait to drop another project or single after they've already dropped one? Now, anybody who knows this of me, any artist that has like worked with me, I'm gonna say, listen, have one in the fucking chamber ready to go right after you shoot, cut the shit back, get ready, drop right into it, as long as it is quality pieces of work. Because when somebody discovers your discography, you feel me, and they see how hard that you do, like, you put in this work, I'm always ready for the next project. I'm always ready for the next thing out. And even if somebody doesn't hear it right when you drop, to have that thing right there that you can always go into, you got to have that type of thing. So if you want a real answer with me, no, do I want you to do something like Flea Lord and have a project every fucking month for niggas? No, but I do expect it to be at a rate that I want to put a number on it. You feel me? 4 projects a year for a newer artist, just to let people know, understand your work and your value, is cool. If you drop a single and that single does well in your eyes, you should already be ready to drop another single up to that caliber. Don't do nothing crazy with your work. You feel me? Don't press yourself neither. Now, a lot of artists, they need that time and they take that time, and I appreciate projects that do take time, or artists that might drop 2 times a year. But right here, right now, to be like an artist on the come up and only drop once a year, that shit ain't gonna work. Because by the time we get around to that year passing and you drop something else, I gotta go back into that first thing that I heard and reintroduce myself to you, and that might not work. Or if people are, you feel me, getting into you on this like one particular project, and they go back and see you only got one other project, you feel me, they might not invest themselves in you. So I say, set the tone, set the pace, doing something like, one project a quarter, or if you made a fire project, make sure you keep people engaged with you, because you get forgotten about fast. I even fall victim to this and stuff like that. People be like, you do so many reviews, you should drop a review a day just to keep people in touch and toning you. And I'm coming across there every week with 4 and 5 fucking things, you heard? So you got to be really selective in what you do. If you have a fire body of work that you standing behind 1000%, and you took the time in it and stuff like that, you still need to make sure that you string everybody along up until that next project. So, you know, one album a quarter, or if you got a fire project, I want to say you gotta drop 2 a year right now, and have multiple singles in between there, just so people don't forget about what you're doing out there. So thank you so much, Death Soldier. Salute to you as well. Next question on here comes from Gotham Down. I'm gonna tell you, you're an asshole and a jerk. All right, I'm gonna just say that to you right now. You feel me? No hard feelings, no disrespect, but you ain't shit. You heard me? You always coming up with the craziest shit to ask me. What do you think about Westside Gunn collaborating with Basquiat on Mac's album cover? Pretty legendary, right? Especially since Basquiat hasn't worked with anyone in decades, but that's a lie because he's been working with Jay-Z's fucking hair for the past couple fucking years now. Let's get it straight. But I don't have a problem with somebody highlighting a artist that is of our community. Like, to be honest with you, I have more of a problem with Westside Gunn using a Pray for Paris artwork with Carlevio or whatever the fuck, however you pronounce his name, other than something like this, then he using a Basquiat, somebody who's putting people onto people in our community. Because you might not know it's Basquiat. I just have that same feeling about what Flea Lord did with Ramel Z. You feel me? And Seaperton came and, like, you know, recreated this artwork from the legendary Ramel Z. And that type of thing, you need to just pay homage along the way. And why not make it about, you know, things about us and things that, you know, we created and stuff. So I don't really have no problem with that. I got a problem with you and these crazy ass questions, but I do appreciate you so much. Gotham Down, thank you so much. Next question on here comes from DJ CDR. Can you review Diplo Gucci Mane's free Gucci Man mixtape? No, and I'm sorry, it's just not something I'm gonna sit around and do right now. You know, I ain't gonna fucking do it. I ain't gonna lie to you. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie to you. What is happening? It's okay. Next question comes from the Troublesmith, and this kind of ties into what Gotham Down was saying. What are your expectations for Pray for Haiti? Will Mac and Westside Gunn deliver a classic? Now, Westside Gunn is fucking curating this. He's playing off of Pray for Paris. You feel me? We even see what's going on here with the artwork and all of that stuff. My expectations is really, really, really high, but do I think it will deliver style-wise with Mock as it would if Mock was doing this project himself? I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's coming out a little bit too fast because Mock creates these worlds with these sounds and these plays on things and stuff like that. And being that Westside Gunn is curating this, if it's in the style of a Pray for Paris, you feel me, that same style, like sonically, like how that's structured, I don't know if my expectations is going to fall short of my expectations. But if it comes across like something like, you know, Max Hard Lemonade or something like that, where that world and that thing that he's known for and stuff like that comes across, then you feel me, it's going to be a classic. But I think this shit is, even though Mac is always up for fucking challenge bar wise, he's never let us down bar wise, but I don't know if they put in enough time in here to curate this shit that is really, really, you know, dump squad. You heard? So thank you so much, Troublesmith, for your question. Next question comes from Will 6. Now that Grizelda broken up, do you think it was the shady deal or ego? Now everybody in Grizelda is telling you that they're not broken up, and at this point in time, we have to believe that. You heard? We have to believe that. Conway said it best on, you know, his last project. Just because we ain't eating in every deal together don't mean we're not fucking with each other. I get that. Now, I know you might say something like that because Benny and Freddie Gibbs just like, you know, put out a little snippet or whatever where Benny is just like speaking on Westside's relationship with Mock and wishing him well wishes, and he got enough money so he don't give a fuck, which ain't really the right approach to that situation. But you feel me? I don't think they're really broken up. I think Westside Gunn, you know, he sees what's going on. You heard? And he knows that in due time, he's not needed in that position that he's trying to be in. You feel me? That like, A&R, like type of thing he has going on there where Conway is able to go off by himself, Benny is able to go off by himself. But as of right now, are they doing that? No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. And I don't think that that's like happening because of ego or anything like that. I think they like the friendly competition with each other, and I appreciate that they do that stuff. But they ain't broken up, dog. Who told you that? All right, Will, thank you so much. I appreciate your question here. Next question comes from Battle Rap Universe. If Drew Santana would have dropped more projects out after what's the game's been missing, do you think he would have been a superstar, a living legend like Lil Wayne? I'm gonna tell you, like, y'all always put this on Jules. Even on the come up, I've never put that type of shit on Drew Santana. You know why? Because in my mind, he was never gonna be a bigger star than Cameron. Now I got my own thought process behind this. Like, he ain't gonna let you be a bigger star than the real star. You feel me? Of the fucking team. I never had this instance of thinking that he was gonna be like this major deal. I always saw him in the position that he was in, so I don't think that. I never thought of him like that. Y'all have always put that pressure on this man, and I've never thought of that shit like that, to be honest with you, Battle Rap Universe. So it's really weird because I gotta say no. I don't think it's gonna affect his lane in the game if he put out more music than what he put out or whatever, because I think coming in under somebody like that, you're not gonna be a bigger star than that person that, like, very rare in hip hop. And help me out, if somebody was like a part of a group or something like that, or a collective, and wound up being a bigger star than the member that you heard of first. Let me know. You feel me? Off the top of my head, I can't think of an instance like that. So I never thought of nothing like that. You feel me? Never. But I appreciate your question. Next question comes from my guy Lucky. So it's gonna be 4 or 5 fucking questions. You heard? What's your opinion on Ace Hood? I don't have one. I'm very happy that he's in a place in his life right now where he's independent. He's not dealing with all the bullshit. I think it's a little too late for him to be as impactful as he was when he first came out, and that's just my honest opinion on him. What's your opinion on Kevin Gates? I was a huge Kevin Gates fan, really, and I got 2 phones in that era and that thing going on here. He had a last fire project I really heard from him was that Luca Brasio 3 or whatever have you. But that last project he came out with, that shit was trash. And I listened to it because I was going to review it, and I couldn't even review it because I really just didn't want to come across and call the shit trash like that. It's not purposeful enough for me to just sit there and call the shit trash. So I really liked him. You feel me? But because of all his problems, he went through the jail and shit like that. You see a lot of people can't sustain that same level of shit. You feel me? Kodak Black is somebody who's going through that right now, where the jail time really fucked up where they at in the game. Now, I'm going to see if that same, like, theory holds true with Bobby Shmurda. You feel me? Even though Roddy's out, he's working and stuff like that. We see Bobby working and stuff like that. I want to see, does that time, even though people might respect what you've done in the game, does that time away out of the spotlight in a negative way, being in the spotlight just because of, stuff like that, take away from anything? Because Tupac seemed to be the only nigga that flourished with jail time in my mind's eye. I might just write a paper about that, you heard? But I appreciate what you asking with that, but Kevin Gates right now, not for me, dog. That last project was trash. What's your opinion on the 2 artists signed by Jadakiss, Mills and Nino Man? And did you know Mills and Dave East are working on a collab tape? Mills played 2 of them on IG, and their bars was hard. First of all, I don't know who the fuck Mills is. Like, I'm gonna be real clear right here, right now. I really like Nino Man. I liked Nino Man. Nino Man just dropped a fucking trash ass project where he's somebody who is capable of being, hard, like, hard bars, hard, all of this stuff. He's able to play around and party and stuff. And he came with this like drill ass approach on this last project that reviews on the channel as well. So hearing, I don't know Mills and Mills with Dave East. I think Dave East need to focus on project with himself. Like Dave East can't come across right now and try to fucking beloved anybody having a collaboration tape with somebody that's remotely unheard of. Like, you know what I mean? You still gotta put some work in Dave East. So I'm not familiar with Mills. I will familiarize myself with him and see if he's all cracked up with like you. Yo, you be really into Dave East. This shit is crazy to me, but I appreciate your questions, Lucky. Next question on here comes from Bear Ends Elmar. What about Dre? I mean the doctor. Anything new? Listen, Dr. Dre has had a hard fucking year. If we think about this, he had like brain hemorrhage or something like that while he was in the hospital. Motherfuckers try to rob his crib. You feel me? Just to come out, get healthy, and fucking his wife is leaving him, and all of these things going on right there. Dr. Dre needs to focus on fucking Dr. Dre. I don't know if he's really making music and stuff like that. I vaguely remember seeing him do some like stuff to that effect or whatever, but I don't really fucking know. I need to know. I really think that he needs to fucking relax. He had a crazy year during COVID. If you really, really think about the lineup, he had a crazy ass year. So thank you so much, Bear Ends Elmar, for your question. Next question comes up on here from my girl, Mary Ann Abigail. I'm sorry if I pronounced your last name wrong. Rapper mumble versus rapper lyrical. And you always talk crazy to me, like it's like a deciphering thing, but I got much love for you and your love for hip hop all day and tomorrow. It's like two different lanes, right? And if we're gonna be like hip hop is one of these, like hip hop is the shit, right? Hip hop is the number one genre of music right now. Why there can't be two different lanes? So the mumble rapper, which I say have no bars, you know, a lot of them do. You feel me? Bars. I appreciate that. You know, y'all always say mumble rappers don't have bars, but a lot of them do have bars, like I just said. You know, a lot of lyrical rappers are very lyrical. They don't have no fucking bars, you heard? So it's really crazy because we always try to put mumble rap versus, you know, lyrical rappers and stuff like that. And I don't think that we should really do that. Everybody has their own lane, their own space, and we should respect that space. You know, I just don't like the fact of like, why don't people even like try to give it a chance? Now, I ain't gonna hold you right now, like that whole trap sound and shit like that. That shit is like, that shit dead. Nobody really bringing nothing to the table but a couple selective few artists and stuff like that. So we're having the changing of the time. Now, the lyrical rappers can do trap music if they choose to. Now, it's just like a clip of Freddie Gibbs giving us that type of vibe. You feel me? He was doing a little dance and shit like that. Ain't nobody before that shit. But they show you that there's a difference. You feel me? There's a difference. Even like, you know, I just said on the J. Cole album review that he could fall into this lane whenever he want. Now, can a mumble rapper fall into the real lyrical lane? I'm not too sure about that. So, if anything, the lyrical rapper may be able to, you know, change with the tides more if they chose to than a mumble rapper. But that's the only thing like I will put up against each other on that. So thank you so much, Mary Ann, for your question. Thank you so much for your support and all of this. You always commented on my videos and stuff like that. I really, really do appreciate your musical taste in here. You always for the ladies. Like you always trying to make sure I listen to all the hottest ladies tracks and shit like that from our true women spitters. So I appreciate you for that. Next question comes from the real true Greek. Thoughts on Mac Miller? And I ain't gonna hold you. I really don't have any thoughts on Mac Miller. He's not an artist that I really, you know, was into anything like that. I listened to Swimming when he passed away, and I appreciate it. You know, the musicality that he puts in there. It's crazy because what I don't like about Mac Miller, right, is how, like, okay, we know he passed away. He OD'd. He passed away from a drug overdose, and how he seemed like some untouchable figure to crack a joke about when it comes down to like substance abuse and stuff like that. But nobody stops, hesitates up until like DMX just passed, and nobody cracks a joke about his addiction. But before then, people would say that shit too. But like in our community, like. Nobody hesitates to call Bobby Brown a crackhead. Nobody hesitates to discredit ODB because of his substance abuse problems and stuff like that. The only thing I don't like is like, yo, y'all really a champion for Mac Miller, who, in all actuality died because of substance abuse. And y'all won't let us joke about it. Y'all won't let us talk about it, all of this stuff. And I get that and all of that. But if you're going to do that, you got to do that to all the artists. You can't just pick and choose the black artists. You feel me? The black artists in our communities that they're the stereotypical drug addict because he's the stereotypical drug addict right now. Here in America is the Mac Millers. You understand what I'm saying with that? So just to let you know. But musically, I don't have no variance for him. Can't love him, can't hate him. Only really heard one project from him. You feel me? I probably heard more music from an Astor Roth than I have Mac Miller. So I don't discredit his lyricism. I don't criticize anything, but that one simple fact of, y'all play around with our artists when it comes down to that. You don't hesitate to call them out on their substance abuse, but when it comes down to somebody like him, it's, they're tortured and he had a girl problem and stuff like that. Like, come on, dog. You feel me? But that's just how I feel about it. Next question comes from Devontae. How do you feel about Hov making the R&R Hall of Fame before LL as a main inductee? I'm gonna be real Brooklyn biased right here, Devontae. Like, honestly, like, Brooklyn stand up. That's how I feel about it. Yeah, nigga, yeah. But as a fucking hip hop head, it's crazy. I don't know who he's pissed off or who don't like him that this hasn't happened to somebody like an LL Cool J. LL Cool J is one of these true artists that stepped from old school to new school, you feel me, a valid career, movie star, television star, all of these things involved, and they don't give him the respect for whatever reason. It's something about his personality that they don't gel with, that shit happens. So if you're basing it straight off of music, no doubt he should have been into this fucking thing. You heard me? They're just putting Tina Turner into this shit. She should have been into this shit. You heard me? So when it comes down to that, they ain't really treat him right when it came down to all of this over the course of these years. But Hov being a main inductee, right here, right now, just another check off the list of his fucking competition on the come up. So I think that was the last question. I appreciate everybody involved. Hey y'all, I'm sorry, Drizz, you asked me to listen to somebody and I couldn't find the exact person that you asked me for. So once I find it, you hear me, I'm gonna listen to it, and there's a reason why you got me listening to this shit or want me to listen to it. So I'm definitely gonna do that for you when I get around to it. But I can't find the fucking tweet to go sit down and do this shit. So I apologize to homie Drizz like a day one. Drizz know what it is. You hear me? Keep doing your thing out there, Drizz. But I'm Madam Money. You can follow me on Twitter and IG at Madam Money Says. That's MADAMMONEYSAYS. And as always, I'll be seeing you guys around. Peace.
Ready, steady, aim at the target. I'm flooding the market, a break from the garbage. An artist, sensitive about mind pardon. No margin for error, flawless be rarer. The black cat goddess, you walking with a panther. Painting these pictures with words like Samantha, MacGyver. Alchemy on the track, make it lava. And I won't stop rocking till I retire. Singular or plural, she rank numero uno. Colder than you know.